Hello friends, this is Coldrun. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. We're here in Poieten Oikos, ready to continue with the batch of side quests that we started last time around, just Poieten Oikos. Minion of the day is Komajiro. Yeah, 100% yokai. Komajiro is Koma-san's younger twin. Wasn't Koma-san the... Who was Koma-san? Oh no, I'm thinking of Lord Enma. It's like this is not Lord Enma's younger twin? Okay. Who's Koma-san? Koma-san is a lion dog that came from a rural area who often expresses awe when traveling in the city. So he's a rural lion, he's like a country bumpkin rural lion dog. And Komajiro then is Koma-san's younger twin. He looks for his runaway brother, but he can't find him anywhere. So he's on the hunt for him, like trying to find his lost brother. Okay. Oh my swirls. That's his catchphrase. Okay. Summon your Koma. He might as well tag along on your adventures as he searches for his older brother. So that's his real... In the show, I'm guessing that's his real, like, defining thing, is looking for his lost older bro. Okay. Eccentric Creator. Take to the Skies. For Skier, a dairy dish created through a special Charlian fermentation process passed down for generations. What happens when you ferment dairy? Is that what makes cheese? The Eccentric Creator has a request for Azem's Familiar. Eccentric Creator, you must be Azem's Familiar. I had a favor to ask of the observers here, but seeing as they all seem awfully preoccupied, perhaps I can ask you instead. I'm experimenting with crossbreeding different types of plants. I was thrilled when I finally produced a whole new species, right up until the point where they rose up and floated away. Last I saw of them, they were headed toward the eastern side of the island. I managed to wrangle a goodly number, but there's still 8 or so missing. Could you help me recapture them? Absolutely. Menial chores is what I'm great at. Eccentric Creator, thank you. Here, use this etheric rope to capture, say, 4 of them. I'll get the rest. Everyone's got some rope handy. You're the plant? Personally, I like my plants to not have eyeballs, but you do you, I guess. Find etheric rope, a thin rope woven from ether. You gonna be nice? Yeah, you're gonna be nice. There's one more here. What happens if I interact with it without the rope? Does it say anything? Not really. Well, Komajiro would be very proud of me because I caught them all. Or, no, wait, never mind. That's a Pokemon thing. Probably not a yokai thing, too, but maybe it is also. I don't know. Did you catch the plants? I did. Bound plants. Etheric rope holds this restless conceptual plant captive. Again, I don't know what made you put an eyeball in your plant, but whatever. Thank goodness for that, though I'd expect no less from Azem's Familiar. I rounded up my half as well, which means they're all back, safe and sound. They're part Yggdrant, you see, and it's no surprise they inherited the eyes, but having them wander off on their own was rather unexpected. To tell the truth, I never really had a specific use in mind for them. I just like eyeballs. I suppose I'd best start thinking about that. The Bureau of the Architect won't be impressed with my new creation unless it serves a purpose. Interesting, so not much for... I guess they don't consider just aesthetic diversity for its own sake to be a purpose. Hiccups. With that in mind, I believe there's research to be done. Thank you for your help, and do pass on my regards to Azem. I probably won't. Again, I would be surprised if I end up actually meeting Azem in this game. I would be very surprised if I end up meeting her. So let's see, we got the next one. Oh, up there. Glaucon. Now, Glaucon should have been the eyeball quest. Searching for Eidos. Glaucon is concerned about your ether levels. Oh, don't... This is one of those people who's like, I'm just worried about your health. Glaucon, those are some low levels of ether you have there. Even for a familiar, that must be awfully inconvenient. What say you assist me with this experiment that could help increase your reserves? Doctors hate this. Doctors don't want me to tell you this secret. I need one more ingredient before I can get started. If you could get your hands on a bit of slime from an Eidos in the forest, that would be a great help. They use illusory magics to mimic the shape of nearby creatures, so it'll be tricky to find one, but not impossible. Keep your eyes peeled for anything acting out of place. Once you think you've located an Eidos, use this crystallized concept to dispel the illusion. It should then be a relatively simple task to defeat the creature and obtain a nice heaping handful of gunk. Oh, but be warned, if you use the crystal on anything else, it tends to react violently. Should you make a mistake, there's no shame in beating a hasty retreat. So, has this happened before? As far as I know, the only quests where we've had to, like, use a thing to uncover a trickster, to uncover the real creature, discover the fake, were with Void Scent, weren't they? On the other hand, the Void Scent were originally from here. Like, the Void came from the 13th, and the 13th was a part of this, so the 14th was a shard of a Theorist. So I guess it makes sense that, that even if it is something that's only doable by Void Scent, that it would originally come from here. Or from here being a Theorist, not here being Elpis. Suspicious Pegasus, you are suspiciously cute. Dispelling concept. This crystal allows even the most ether-poor creatures to dispel illusory magics. Again, very accessible magic. I like it. Snort. Yeah, it didn't like that. Gloop. Oh, found it. Found the Eidos. Yep, it's just straight up a gloop ball. And Pigeon is off fighting a Minotaur, is off soloing the Minotaur. He'll be fine. Glaucon. Back so soon, and with the slime, I hope. Yep, Eidos slime. Whatever this icky globule is, it came from an Eidos. Yeah, I hope it's not even in a bag. I hope I just shoved it into my pocket. Here, enjoy. If only every familiar were as useful as you. With this, I can make a potion to increase your ether production. Oh, thank you. All the other ingredients are in order. Hippogriff brain, Monoceros horn, and Ophion entrails. The concoction will supplement any natural deficiencies relying on chameleonic properties of the slime to generate ether compatible with your existing etheric signature. Clever, yes? Very clever. That's a really cool idea. It's like kind of a panacea idea. Once this is brewed for a bit, it'll be ready to drink. Oh, this is so exciting. I can hardly wait to see just how explosive this increase to your ether will be. I feel like there's like a 50% chance I'm going to drink it and just turn into a slime ball, and you're not telling me. I just remembered I have something very important to do, very far away. Yeah, I don't trust your medical ethics. Oh, I meant to be of service, but it seems I've kept you from your other duties instead. My deepest apologies. Perhaps you can come back for the potion, but in the meantime, take this money. Yeah, okay. I don't want to be like the first human familiar test subject for you, so yeah, good luck. Familiar aficionado. Siren Flower, a familiar aficionado in not like an aficionado that knows of you, like it's an aficionado of familiar. So yeah, they're going to be pumped about meeting me. A familiar aficionado at Poieten Oikos is most interested in meeting you. Siren Flower. A rather unusual familiar, aren't you? I haven't seen your concept on file at the Bureau of the Architect, and I've never come across anything like you in all my years of research. Your Azem's familiar? Well, that certainly explains it. Her creations are truly something else. I'm even more intrigued now. Would you mind if I observed you for a time? I'll make it worth your while, of course. No problem. I will do anything for some money. Fantastic. I can hardly wait to get started, but not here. Come back to my room, then I will pay you. The study I'd like to conduct requires that we relocate to the west a ways. Please come and join me when you're ready. I don't know how nervous I should be about whatever you're planning to do. Familiar aficionado. Thank you so much for coming. Now let's get straight to business. All you need to do is reach out and touch some Orpheus songflowers. They're pretty blooms, light blue in color, and they emit these, well, bubbles, which enthrall any overly curious creatures. Think of it as a defensive mechanism. It has no effect on sapient beings such as myself, but I'm fascinated to know how it will affect a non-sapient being like you. Fear not, I will be sure to intervene should you, non-sapient friend of mine, begin to fall under its spell. I would never leave a familiar to such a fate, and especially not a familiar created by Azem. Now I've created 3 flowers of varying sizes and potencies. We'll begin with the smallest and weakest. Oh, I may be able to protect you from the flower itself, but if any nearby beasties are already under its influence, I'm afraid you'll have to be the one to protect me. Fighting was never my forte. Okay. Alright, so we're escorting you. I guess we did become an escort after all. Undersized Orpheus songflower. Oh, look at those. This is gorgeous. Look at this. This is such a cool concept for a flower. What are you saying? On we go. Do you have anything to say about now that we're here? Ah, the anticipation. No, not much. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that Orpheus would have that they'd name a songflower after Orpheus. Okay. You touch the flower, it doesn't seem to affect you. No reaction. Interesting. Let's try a more powerful one, shall we? Orpheus songflower. So this is just a regular-sized one. Oh, just a sec. Some man-made hipposerps. Okay. Just cleared away the little attacking winged doggos. You touch the flower, you don't feel any different. Maybe, I mean, I'm not a familiar, so maybe that's the problem. Familiar aficionado is still nothing. Well, let's see how you fare against an exceptionally large one. Okay. Yeah, I feel like any science that's predicated on me being a familiar is not going to work out well, but it might not work out that badly after all, because my power as a sundered is probably not that... is probably comparable to what the power of... Oh, I mounted up! Fuck. Oh, I forgot I mounted up. Grr, humbug. Again, my least favorite part of the escorts is that when you mount up, they don't mount up, or at least keep pace. Where did... God damn it! I didn't even mount up. I guess he has to, I guess he slows down at times. Ugh. Frigging escort quests. Take 3. Okay. You touch the flower, nothing happens. Sorry, friend. Familiar aficionado. Incredible! Even a flower this size has no effect on you whatsoever. I thought for sure you'd be enthralled. Considering the sparse nature of your ether, it simply doesn't make sense. Azem must possess some mastery which eludes me. In any case, that ends our experiment. I'll dissolve these blooms and meet you back at Poieten Oikos. Good, I'm glad you're disappointed. You suck. Familiar aficionado. Thank you for lending me your time. It was most enlightening. Not to mention perplexing. You have so little ether, yet something keeps you resistant to outside influence. Oh, it's the echo! It's got to be the echo, just the way that's actually a really cool twist on this. I wasn't expecting that, but, I mean, this quest just appeared, and we just had that sequence with Vana kind of learning about our echo and kind of teaching us to use it, and the echo is what's kept us from being tempered. It's got to be the same here. Your physical constitution, perhaps. It's something to consider when creating familiars in the future, at least. I promised you a reward, didn't I? Here you go. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some data analysis and concept planning to do. Yeah, I hope you also get some exercise, because you clearly couldn't keep up with my friggin' little Lalafell legs. Alright, we got 3 more here. Specializing in sharks. Someone spilled some Subnautica in my Final Fantasy XIV. Metron Creator. Specializing in sharks, the Metron Creator appears troubled. Greetings. I am a researcher from the words of Metron. I've dedicated my life to studying and creating aquatic life, but my main focus is the development of new shark species. My latest creation has completed its round of observation at Ananorrheisis and will be released after one final test. The thing is, I'm hoping to consult with a taxonomist before the Bureau of the Architect hands down its official registration. The same one who named my last shark, if I can. Spoide Bradeos was such a marvelous name. That is a pretty cool name, Spoide Bradeos. Is that an actual Greek term? It turns out that it's rather difficult to track down a specific person in a place such as this. Could you help me? Yeah, I've been all over this place. I can help. Thank you. Here, take this. It's a model of the previous creation. The previous creation I just mentioned. Whoever named it should hopefully be able to recognize it. Yeah, so we're just going to ask a bunch of taxonomists if they, if they remember naming this thing. Rhodopis. Oh, yeah. I remember you. Was there something I could help you with? Yeah. Spoide... Wait, that's the Spoide Bradeos figurine? Hold on. Oh, bummer, I don't have it. I know I've seen it around somewhere. It's a minion. It's like... there's like a little two-legged shark minion you can get. Yeah, that looks exactly like this. This model of a two-legged shark species looks terribly familiar. Yeah, it does. But I don't have one, unfortunately, myself. Who named this species? Sorry, I haven't a clue. Not me. Oh, it's got to be you. I mean, you're chilling with a two-legged shark here, so yeah, 100% it's Telemon. What's that you have there? Here, it's a little figurine. You could play some Warhammer later with it. Oh, it's Spoide Bradeos. Of course I know it. I named it after all. Its creator was calling it Cladosolake. I'm sure I'm butchering that. But I decided to go with something more closely tied to its distinct way of moving. I really wanted to capture the image of it rushing forward with its tiny steps, somehow swift and slow at once. And in case you were curious, the name comes from a proverb meaning more haste, less speed. More haste, less speed. That's got to be like a tortoise and the hare sort of thing. And if the creator wishes me to name her newest creation, I would of course be honored to do so. And it's in Ananorrheisis, you say? I look forward to seeing it soon. Awesome. Do you have anything else to say? Oh, I can hardly wait to name this next shark creation. A lot of love for sharks in this land, and I appreciate that. Metron creator. Any luck finding the taxonomist? Yes. You found him, and he's willing to give the new one a name. Oh, that's wonderful news. This latest creation is actually a direct improvement over the last. I gave it more legs for a total of 8, so it can move even more quickly over the land. This sounds like a mistake. Are you sure you want to do this? You want to make an 8-legged land shark? Okay. With that token taken care of, I need to hurry back to Ananorrheisis to continue my act that will disprove God. Before I go, here, a token of my gratitude. Yeah, go and enjoy making horrors beyond our mind's ability to comprehend. Let's do familiar versus familiar. Oh, is this going to be pet battle time? You better not be making these cats hurt each other, Erina. Should you choose to undertake this... Oh, this is one of those quests. Okay. Familiar versus familiar. Erina is hoping to conduct a test. Can you spare a moment, familiar? I'd like to gauge my own familiar's capabilities against yours. See this one's big blue eyes? They're especially sensitive to ethereal emissions. As part of my testing, I propose a race between the two of you. I've imbued a camellia bloom with a unique trace of ether. Whoever finds it first is the winner. I suppose it won't be much of a contest unless you can see the ether as well, so I'll lend you a crystal which will allow you to detect its presence. This is kind of an interesting idea. If the flower is nearby when you use it, the crystal will emit a brilliant light. The further you are from your prize, the less dazzling this glow will be. Okay, so it's like hot and cold. Let me know if you require further instruction. Now, let the competition begin. Use your guiding crystal to pinpoint the location of the Gamellia bloom. I hope it's not an actual race. Guiding crystal. The crystal appears sensitive to a specific kind of ether. You may be on the right track. Okay. So, I don't know what direction to start running in, so we'll just go this way. Glimmers warmly, but you may be on the right track. Did it glimmer warmly last time? Yeah, it glimmered warmly last time. Are you sure I'm on the right track? I can't go any farther south, so we're going to try going east, I guess. Crystal twinkles only faintly. Where could it be? Okay, so we have to go back. Maybe we're gonna head northwest this time. Yes, we're gonna try pushing to the west here. Crystal shines brilliantly. The flower must be nearby. I wonder if it'll be visible. Shines. Oh, there it is. Gamellia bloom. Oh, it's like literally a crystalline flower. That's neat. Looks to be the right flower. Bring it back to Erina. That's a cool quest. I like that a lot. I like those little mini-game type quests that aren't just shooting stuff. And I like the quests that are like sort of treasure hunty that don't use the map. Those are super fun. Erina. That was certainly quick. Did you find the bloom already? I did. Gamellia bloom. This delicate bloom has been imbued with a specific trace of ether. Incredible. I have never seen such a talented familiar. Speaking of which, mine seems to have been distracted. Ah, it found a friendly kitty to play with. I suppose that's only natural considering its feline traits, but honestly, it seems more like a pet than a proper familiar at times. Oh, look at that! My Komajiro is trying to join in the fun. Well, then, I believe you deserve a reward for your victory, and for your assistance with my testing. Please be sure to convey my gratitude to your master as well. I will probably not. Wait, what did you say? Registrations for amphibious creatures have come to dominate of late, but felines remain as popular as ever. Do they? Do they remain popular as ever? Okay. Myra. An unexpected guest. Myra appears to be mildly perturbed. Oh, sorry. I didn't pet you enough, pigeon. Good boy. Petting complete. Petting mostly complete. I don't think petting is ever complete with this cat. Well, this is a pickle. Whatever am I to... Please, tell me you're here to deliver a message from Cleon. You are familiar, yes? I am, but not Cleon's. Azem's familiar. Oh, and I do like the name, Ququshu. But if you belong to Azem, then what has become of our visitor from Amarot? He was meant to arrive some time ago. Our wildlife subjects are accustomed to the presence of long-term observers, but when someone from outside of Elpis comes to visit, the reactions could be somewhat unpredictable and occasionally violent. Would you be so kind as to track down Cleon and see that no harm has befallen him? Visitors don't wear masks, so he should be easy to spot. And if you do happen to find him in the process of being mauled, you have my permission to terminate the offending subject. Safety first. Thank you for your permission to maul. Cleon looks like he is about to get destroyed by a big old club, so let's take out the enraged Elpis Minotaur. We saved you, friend. Cleon. Thank you for taking the initiative. I wasn't sure about the etiquette of destroying a creature under observation. I am Cleon, recently arrived from Amarot. I assume Myra sent you to fetch me? She did indeed. I see. Well, we had best not keep her waiting any longer. Fear not, I will avoid upsetting any more of the local inhabitants. Yeah, it seems like the safe thing to do. Cleon. This is Myra, yes? Yes. Oh, that's right. You haven't met her before, probably. Myra. Ququshu, thank you for seeing to the safety of our guest. Cleon. Indeed, my hesitancy to act would have ended poorly had your messenger not been there to shield me. Myra. And I'm certainly glad she was. Now, shall we proceed to the business of the day? I believe you had some concerns regarding your personal creations. Cleon. Yes. As embarrassing as it is to admit, I was worried that the concepts I registered with the Bureau of the Architect may not be fit for release into the wild. Myra. Oh, you needn't feel embarrassed. You wouldn't be the first visitor we've had who's expressed difficulty in helping their children leave the nest. We can look in on them right now if you like. Cleon. I should like that very Oh, you miss them. Maybe you miss them, or maybe you're worried that they'll, like, explode and destroy all life. I should like that very much, but I do have one request. When you swooped in to rescue me from that beast, I was treated to an impressive display of battle prowess. An entity with your strength and instinct would be the perfect candidate for evaluating the worth of my modest creations. I must insist that you join us. What a fascinating notion. Yes, I quite agree with that assessment. Cleon. We will all go together. Whenever you're ready, Ququshu. Okay. We got some follow-up. And we got an ether current. How deep the rabbit hole... Oh, I got 90. I hit 90 on my red mage. Now, I know that this lets me complete the red mage, the role quest, the magic DPS role quest, but my plan is to hold off on those until breaks between zones. So I don't want to wait until the end of the game, but, like, I do want to wait until I at least complete whatever Elpis storyline exists. Myra. Thank you for your continued assistance. You're welcome. Cleon. A Better Batrachoi. Cleon looks at you expectantly. Thank you for agreeing to accompany us, Ququshu. Shall we? Do let's. Myra. Certainly. Now, what was the name of your creation again? Cleon. The Batrachoi, a delightfully roly-poly pudding of a... You made puddings. Myra. Ah, yes, the one over at Rumination's Ramble. My brother Alkaios is in charge of tending to it. Right this way, if you please. Let's go fight a pudding. Oh, never mind. I thought you were a pudding, but no, you're one of those toads that slurps me near them and then stomps. Myra. This is my brother Alkaios. He might seem a tad gruff, but don't be fooled. There are a few more gentle or kind than he. Cleon. There's my beloved Batrachoi. Did he miss me, I wonder? I'm sure he did. Oh, no, I didn't mean to talk to you. I meant to talk to Batrachoi. Alkaios. You must be Ququshu. Myra has told me much about you in an impressively short span of time. As you've likely already deduced, I am her brother, Alkaios. I don't think it counts as deducing when she just tells me. And you are Cleon, yes? The architect of this Batrachoi, as you call them? Cleon. Yes, I am. You think them ready for release? I would so love to see their endearing, rotund, snuggly-wuggly forms bouncing around free in the wild. Alkaios. I've completed my report for the main evaluation criteria. The final decision will be made after a committee discusses the results, but based upon my personal observations, no, they are not ready. Grump. Cleon. No? Why, might I ask? Alkaios. Ququshu, would you be so kind as to give this Batrachoi a solid poke? The creature's lack of familiarity with you will help prove my point. Okay, let's poke it. Poke. Poke, poke. Is it going to react violently, trying to slurp me or something? Or not react at all? Alkaios. You see, no response to external stimuli. The creature is far too placid. What was the concept behind the Batrachoi? Defender of water sources? Oh, it was. Oh, so cute. It is kind of a cutie. Alkaios. In its current incarnation, it has neither the instincts nor the means to defend itself, much less fend off entities intent upon fouling the waterways. I cannot, in good conscience, certify a subject so poorly equipped to carry out its intended purpose. In fact, I suggest you redesign your concept entirely. Get wrecked, Cleon. Thank you for your candor. I was so invested in this darling ball of pudgy flesh. Such a pity. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a reasonable thing to reject. Myra. Ququshu, as Ozim's familiar, you must have seen your fair share of the world and its inhabitants. Without altering its physical form, what do you think the Batrachoi could do to become a more effective guardian? I think it could, well, use its tongue to grapple opponents. Yeah, these are all secrete an immobilizing slime or use its weight to knock things flying. These are all things that the creature in our time does, of course. Weight to knock things... No, the grapple thing is super annoying as a caster. Let's do use its tongue to grapple opponents. Cleon, what a brilliant, what an innovative mind you have, Ququshu. Alkaios, yeah, that may well suffice, I guess. The introduction of an effective offensive measure could well tip the scales towards a favorable judgment, I guess. Cleon, truly, then I shall modify my concept at once. May I bind this one and take him home with me? Once I've finished making the necessary adjustments and giving him a good belly rub, I'll resubmit my request for the observation and reevaluation. Alkaios, of course, you are free to do as you wish. I'll make a note of it in my logs. We'll make a gross, slimy defender of water out of you yet, my friend. Cleon. Oh, thank you for your creative assistance, Ququshu. I knew bringing you along would be a good idea. I almost wish I could have you as my own familiar. It's a shame Ozim hasn't published your concept for the world to see. I don't think the world is ready for more than one Ququshu. But seeing as you're here now, would you mind lending me your talents a while longer? There's one other creation of mine I feel may benefit from your unique perspective. Absolutely. Myra. Cleon certainly has taken a liking to you, hasn't he? Yeah, love blossoms in strange places. Alkaios. What a wonderfully unusual familiar you are. Cleon. Meekly Majestic. Cleon hopes to retain your company a while longer. You've chosen to stay then. Wonderful. I realize we've only just met, but I feel such a bond with you, Ququshu. Oh no. There is one more concept I need to finalize. I guess I can't blame him. It's hard for people not to get attached to me. Look at this face. I can't zoom in on this face as much as I'd like, but you know what I mean. There is one more concept I need to finalize, and I could think of no other entity I would rather have at my side during these ever so worrisome evaluations. You have my Eos somewhere nearby, don't you, Alkaios? Eo. Alkaios. Yes, Mayra keeps that one under her watchful eye, but I know the spot where it usually roams. Come along, we need to cross the stream here. There was a quest, a fate before where we killed a creation called an Eo, I think. Myra. Oh, that's strange. Cleon. No sighting of it? Oh, I don't see my EO anywhere, which seems impossible considering how big she is. Is it above us? No. Alkaios. How odd. This is where it usually spends the greater part of its days. Myra. Yes, she never strays from this spot. Perhaps the scent of unfamiliar visitors has made her wary. Let's split up to try to find her, her being a shaggy four-legged beast with rather majestic horns. A shaggy four-legged, like a woolly mammoth? Wait, mammoths don't have horns, they have tusks. Ah, Eo. So Eo is like, right, Eo is like the goat behemoth. I do remember this creature now. So shaggy. You find a shaggy, four-legged beast, and the horns really are rather majestic. This must be the Eo. Yes, we've fought one before. Cleon. Ah, there she is. The naughty thing. Nicely tracked, Ququshu. Yeah, this thing is a master of stealth. Myra. Hello, my lovely. Come to Myra now. It looks like it doesn't want to. Oh, it wants to stay with me. Myra, well, would you look at that? I think she's taken a liking to you, Ququshu. Oh, that little Ququshu smile. Alkaios. And I see that Cleon has a liking for stout and stocky designs. Cleon, yes, the heftier the better. Oh yeah, Cleon probably made the hippopotamus. The Eo is one of my favorites, round and robust and bristling with spiky protrusions. Truly powerful beast. I envisioned her dominating any habitat she entered. What do you think? I think, yes, you've made, I mean, this is literally the proto-behemoth. Myra, huh? She certainly is an imposing specimen. Alkaios. Its physical strength is readily apparent, yet more than muscle is needed to dominate a territory. The creature's field of vision is obscured by that mass of wiry hair and curling horns, preventing effective use of its natural weaponry. In the wild, being unable to hunt and catch prey in a consistent manner culminates in a slow death by starvation. Oh, that's a fair point. Yeah, I think you want to give it the ability to defend itself and to hunt. It is our recommendation that you redesign the Eo as a grass grazer and resubmit the concept as a candidate for livestock. Cleon, livestock. Ah, that's a bummer. He was hoping he'd make like an apex predator. Unsurprisingly, the Eo here is susceptible to nutritional deficiencies, and we must administer regular ethereal supplements. As you appear to have gained its trust, would you mind doing the honors? I'm surprised you're even going through the motions here. I would have thought you'd just kill it, or recycle it. Alkaios, you needn't convince it to eat anything. Simply splash the creature with this solution. Oh, okay. It's like an IV shower. Okay, bath time, my friend. Ethereal supplement. A healthy dose of ether-rich energy. Not to be administered orally. Yeah, just administer it bodily. The ethereal supplement is absorbed into the Eo's body. Ah, poor thing just can't even eat for itself. That's not a great life. Cleon. Thank you for tending to my creation, Ququshu. My Eo would likely thrive as a livestock animal, but I did so dearly want her to become an apex predator. I have a feeling that if you keep working on it, you will make one. Oh, maybe there is still hope. You have an eye for these things. Could you offer any more insightful suggestions? Oh, we're continuing. Yeah, absolutely. Alkaios. Here in Elpis, we only observe subjects worthy of evaluation as decided by the Bureau of the Architect. Cleon should be proud of his work. Oh, I had somehow typecast Alkaios as like a grumpy jerk, but no, he's fine. Myra. It's heartening to see the Eo warm up to you so readily. She's always so timid around the observers. Cleon. Unleash the beast. Cleon once more fixes you with an expectant gaze. I will fix you. Please, Ququshu, I have need of your worldly experience. My Eo, my darling hulking Eo, she was meant for more than grazing in the fields. Will you look her over and tell me what must be done? How can I transform her from potential livestock to apex predator? I have to talk to the Eo for this. Okay. Interacting with the shaggy beauty. Upon closer inspection, you can't shake the feeling that you've fought similar beasts before. Yeah, we've fought plenty of behemoths in our time. Such magnificent horns, rendered all but useless by the creature's poor field of vision. Is Ququshu really having trouble discerning that this is a behemoth? Or is pretty much the behemoth minus with extra shag? This is like Ramu's version of behemoth. The Eo's monstrous claws seem capable of tearing a man limb from limb. Tail can probably give a good swat. Even with the Eo's limited vision, one swing of its muscular tail would be enough to shatter bones. But for true dominance, the beast will need something more, something overwhelming. Are we going to imbue it with the power to summon meteors? Because it feels like it has that in the present day. At least the kings among it. Cleon, what say you? How can we enhance the deadliness of my creation? The meteor thing is, yeah. Cut back on the horns and hair and let her bring those fangs and claws into play. No, an apex predator should wield apex magic. Something like Meteor, for example. Yep. Let it summon. Let this apex predator summon meteors on its opponents. Cleon, yes! Deceptively simple, but devastatingly effective. I can already picture it. Alkaios, Myra, will you permit me to implement some new ideas? Ququshu has given me much to think about. I literally told you to let it summon comets, and yeah, that's a good call. Nice, I'll do that. I think he's blinded by love. Alkaios, strictly speaking, any significant adjustments should be authorized by the cat who's in my way. Pigeon, how about off? Thank you, friend. Any significant adjustments should be authorized by the Bureau of the Architect, but I think we can allow some temporary modifications for the purposes of experimentation. Yeah, a minor change like giving it the ability to lob meteors at enemies. Cleon, that sounds more than fair. Thank you. If you could spare a few more moments, I shall take my creation and return with a new and improved Lowell. A new and improved Eo. We're going to have to fight an actual behemoth in a second, aren't we? Myra. After living for years on end, our creativity tends to stagnate, I feel. Your revelations come as such a welcome breath of fresh air. Yeah, that's the downside of a long life. Alkaios, you make me wonder, Ququshu, are you truly a familiar? Your thoughts, your behaviors, they resemble ours far too closely. Yeah, we should run soon. I'm about to get cheesed. He's about to blow the whistle on me. I mean, there is really... I don't know how... I guess because I'm Ozdem's familiar, like they're giving me a lot of leeway about why I'm so different. Myra, Cleon has been gone for more than a few moments. How extensive could these changes of his possibly be? Cleon, it is done! Yep, oh shit. Yeah, the tail is nice and spiky now. Yep, you made a full-on behemoth. Nice job. Is it still friendly? Alkaios. Cleon, you've been busy, haven't you? Cleon, Ququshu's advice began the process, and then it became difficult to stop. After pruning back the horns and... Sorry, too many flies these days. After pruning back the horns and hair, I reinforced the talons, then moved on to arcane ability. She can now cast Meteor as well as Charybdis. Surely now... What is the Charybdis ability? I don't remember that one. Surely now my Eo stands at the pinnacle of predators. Alkaios. In all my time as an observer, I've seen many a creation, but this concept ranks in the highest echelons. The strength inherent in your Eo is more than sufficient to ensure its domination. Cleon, wonderful. Then I shall submit my refinements to the Bureau at once, but I think perhaps this new incarnation requires a new name. and I shall call it a tonberry. And I know just the familiar to bestow it. Ququshu, have you a fitting title for this glorious creature? Queen Behemoth. No, I mean, we don't know. Let's just go with Behemoth, because we don't know if this is... Like, I don't know. I think this is just a prototype for Behemoth, so let's just go with Behemoth. Behemoth seems apt. Perfect. So it shall be known, at least for now. I still need to submit the official registration. And now the time has come for me to return to Amarot. I've decided that my next creation will be more of a companion, a pet if you will, suitable for the amusement of children and very clever familiars. Thank you again all for this most productive visit. I hope I might impose upon you all again soon. Myra, we always enjoy hosting visitors with such enthusiasm for their work. Alkaios, yes, and we very much look forward to observing your future concepts. Well, we've helped create behemoths. That's my fault. My bad. Myra, well, brother. Ququshu, shall we head back to Poieten Oikos? Yeah, let's go head back and start atoning for the mistakes we've made here. Alkaios. You did well, Ququshu. Thank you. I'm glad we were able to help out. Myra. What a wonderful help you were with our visitor, Ququshu. Even for a familiar of Azem, I cannot help but be impressed by your intelligence and unique sense of creativity. Alkaios. I wholeheartedly agree. Your invention salvaged some promising but unfortunately flawed creations. You have our gratitude for providing us such a fascinating experience. Myra. Oh, Alkaios, must you always be so formal? Although he has trouble expressing it, I assure you, my brother is absolutely giddy with joy. There's something about these people that remind me of the Q continuum. About the ancient Ethereans, at least. That they... I don't know, that... It's that sense of that combination. It's definitely not... It's nowhere near as extreme. I mean, their power isn't infinite. But it's the idea that with the greater power and greater length of life you have, the more there is the danger of stagnation and boredom. It's not, again, it's not a major theme, but it's clearly a welcome change for them to have someone outside their culture. Myra, thank you again, Ququshu. While I'm sure your duties as a familiar keep you occupied, we would very much welcome another chance to share your company. I like both of you. I would be happy to spend time with you. We have unleashed the beast. Nice job. Go us. Holy shit, more. Okay, I'm going to call it here just because we're way out of... Hold on. Oh, no, never mind. I thought the person on the right here was wearing a behemoth mask. She just has purple hair. I'm going to call it for here just because I'm out of time, but we will continue next time by doing methods of mourning and whatever follow-up comes from that. And then... Oh, and I should probably do a different... switch jobs also. There. I've switched over to Reaper, which is only 86, but it shouldn't be that bad to get it up to 87 for the next main story quest. Yep, so that's going to be it for me. Thanks for watching. See you all later. Bye-bye.